My name is Carlos, and I am an HIV long-term survivor.
My name is Michael, and I am an HIV long-term survivor.
My name is Kevin, and I'm an HIV long-term survivor.
Being a long-term survivor, for me, means not being a victim. I believe in celebrating what we've come through, what we've survived, how resilient we are, and we still have something to say.
I was diagnosed with HIV in Los Angeles around 1985.
At the time, I was given a 30% chance of surviving. It was a really terrifying time for me.
I was very frightened about that. I had friends that started, and 6 months later, they were just on their last breath.
Eventually, I moved to San Francisco to deal with my diagnosis and a drug problem.
I left New York, came to California in '82, because everything was so dark and just depressing in New York.
I did get into a detox program and a recovery program. I was thrown out of my intake interview, which was pretty horrifying at the time.
I also was diagnosed with hepatitis B, and I had end-stage renal failure, and about 3 years later, it was liver cancer.
I had no place to go, and I did see one of the counselors. He said, AIDS Foundation is down at Market and Van Ness.
They have a substance use harm reduction program. That was my introduction to San Francisco AIDS Foundation.
I went down there on a Friday afternoon, and they gave me a hotel for the weekend, which was life-saving.
And in my support groups, one of the things I realized what drove my substance use was the aging process. I couldn't deal with that.
I always feel guilty for the people who didn't survive. That I'm still here breathing and talking to you today, that kind of guilt stays with me.
I just didn't feel I was good enough. I felt like I was damaged goods.
I just thought I was becoming irrelevant. I was feeling hopeless.
Loneliness is just part of my life, and as I get older, it doesn't get any easier.
My body was now starting to fall apart. I was feeling invisible.
It was depression, basically, that I didn't recognize. And one day I woke up and I just didn't go out anymore.
One of my most recent counselors suggested this new group that was starting, which was the Elizabeth Taylor 50 Plus Network.
The 50 Plus was purely a social organization with men over 50, and that was just exactly what I needed. Seeing guys who are older than I was, and they're alive, they're thriving, they're having a good time, they're involved in, activism.
Once I started going to the 50 Plus Network, I started volunteering not only with them, but with a local school.
I've been abstinent from substance use. I've gotten a lot more comfortable with aging. I celebrate the fact that I'm the age that I am.
The most important thing I'm getting from being part of the 50 Plus Network is the joy of rebuilding our community.
I've found my voice, and the most important thing is I feel much more connected to my community.
Each person brings their own story, but if you sit and listen, they're telling your story.
There have been times where I feel like the AIDS Foundation, they're the only people that care about me. That's wonderful to have.
I think I'd be incomplete without 50 Plus Network.
It allowed me to blossom.
The only time I really feel resilient is when I'm with the other guys.
I'd be lost without that connection.
I have a great love and much appreciation for them.
My name is Michael.
My name is Carlos.
My name is Kevin, and I'm a member of the Elizabeth Taylor 50 Plus Network.